Quick heads up before the video, I did make a Patreon page because there were a few people in the comments who suggested I make one because they said they would be more than happy to support me. So the link is going to be at the top of the description. Hopefully you can donate whatever. It would help the channel a lot and I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. So about a few months ago, my mom was watching TV downstairs and I decided to go watch with her. And she was watching this show called 90 Day Fiancé, and what the show is about, it's about people who live in America who get into long-distance relationships with people from other countries in Europe and Africa and South America, wherever they're from, and they bring them over to America on a K-1 visa, which is a special type of visa, also known as the Fiancé visa, where they have 90 days to get married and then they become an official legal citizen, and if they don't get married within those 90 days, then they are deported back to their country. Now, the first thing that came to my mind with the concept like this is that, wow, people are going to take advantage of these Americans and try to get them to bring them over to America on this K-1 visa, get married, and then get divorced, so then they keep their citizenship and they don't have to deal with this person that they married anymore. And boy, was I fucking right. Meet Danielle from Ohio, and meet Mohammed from Tunisia. At the time Danielle and Muhammad started dating, Danielle was 42 and Muhammad is 27, and basically they met online and she brought him over here on the K-1 visa like everyone else does on the show, and everything seemed alright at first up until their marriage. You know, in the first 90 days, everything seemed to be going pretty smoothly. But there is a follow-up series to 90 Day Fiancé where they follow them after the 90 days, which is actually the subtitle of the show, 90 Day Fiancé, After the 90 Days. In After the 90 Days, Danielle seems to be really sexually frustrated with the lack of sex that Muhammad is giving her, and she seems to have her suspicions that he's unfaithful.
And I am damn sure he had sex after we got married.
Gee, I fucking wonder why.
Muhammad not sleeping with me is proof that he was not here for the right reasons and that he was getting sex from someone else.
I wouldn't jump to conclusions like that just because someone isn't having sex with you. Because let's be realistic here. What 27-year-old man who's basically in his prime wants to have sex with someone who's 42 and not really in her physical prime?
It's a red flag. He's getting it from somewhere else if he's not having it with his wife.
Not necessarily.
Oh, cut the shit, dude. We both know that Muhammad was sticking his sausage up some other woman's gutters.
We were newlyweds. Newlyweds are always touching each other, feeling each other, making love with each other because they're in love.
Well, plain and simple, he wasn't in love with you, and you were pretty stupid to think that he was in the first place. The next clip I'm going to show you is from a segment that they did with all the couples from the first 2 seasons, I'm pretty sure, and they sat them down and they had them talk about their issues and what was going on. And Muhammad reveals some pretty big secrets. So they're basically on the same topic of the whole, you know, they waited 3 months to have sex and they really haven't had that much sex since, and the other couples are trying to convince him that, hey, you might have not really been in love because you weren't having sex, and they were all trying to convince him that, and he's just sitting there alone trying to defend himself. I'll let you see for yourself.
I'm asking this to the other couples. What was the most shocking thing that you heard during that conversation?
That she was begging, like, to have sex with him.
She's not exaggerating. I can't find a clip myself, but from what I've watched, Danielle has made a scene in front of her own children. She has 4 teenage daughters, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But she makes a huge deal in front of her children about Muhammad not having sex with her. And not only that, but that last clip that I showed you where, you know, she's basically talking about how he's gone off and had sex with other girls and how she's so sure of it.
I don't think they were ever in love. That's the problem. I don't think you were ever in love because if you're in love, you want to make it work.
Like, you want to be together and like make these things work, you know?
Take a look at all these couples here. Do you see any of them having the same age gap as Danielle and Muhammad, or even like the same, like, you know, like level gap to where like they're just on totally different levels in their life? Like, they're an anomaly. They are the elephant in the room on this show, and it's fucking ridiculous how they're defending it. Like, obviously, no shit he wasn't in love. No shit he came for the green card. I don't know why it's coming as a shock to everyone.
Tell me what you were saying. You just made a point.
Yeah, I just want to know, did you guys like consummate your marriage that night? Or like, or at any point?
Not the wedding night. We didn't have sex until September.
Oh,
And you were married when?
July.
Get out of here.
Wow.
yes. There's a red flag.
Oh, now there's a red flag.
Because you do not know that nobody will have sex with someone like you.
Holy fuck, he just said what we were all thinking.
This is so
She has a
sad.
problem that she needs to see a doctor before she have sex with someone.
I mean, as shitty of a way as it was to do, like, on national television, like, hey, you have a problem, no one wants to have sex with you, the truth hurts. But it's the truth regardless. So I actually have one more clip for you guys, and this clip actually predates the last two clips. This is where she still doesn't have her suspicions yet, but she still is starting to be awkward about their intimacy, and you can start to see that he's not really into her.
Me and Muhammad are still married.
You can tell in that face that she knows that her marriage is going fucking nowhere, even though they're still married.
Muhammad, are you gonna make some for me too?
You can eat with me.
Okay.
I came from Tunisia. I left everything there. I changed all my plans to come to the United States.
This guy is fucking miserable.
Me and Muhammad are intimate. We kiss, we hug, but we do it in private.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
We are like every other married couple.
Oh, you can tell he so does not want to be there. He's so, like, closed off and, like, not looking at her, doesn't have a hand on her. He has his arms folded and he's like, no, fuck you. I don't want to love you. It's also funny how he says, like, oh, we're like every other married couple. Yeah, because every other married couple has to have one spouse beg for sex, and then the other one saying, no, no one wants to have sex with you. Yep, every other married couple. Well, now that we've got that out of the way, I think that about covers it. You know, Danielle and Muhammad, they ended up getting divorced, as you could see from, you know, the previous clips. Yeah, I mean, he kept bringing up divorce, and they ended up getting divorced. And actually, they ended up getting their marriage annulled. And honestly, I don't know, I just think that's really fucking funny how he basically finessed this 42-year-old woman who had 4 teenage daughters and then, an older son, or it's either 3 teenage daughters or 4 teenage daughters, and then she had an older son. And he basically finessed her into getting him a green card, and, you know, like, they got married. He played along for the 90 days, and as soon as he was married to her, and as soon as he got his green card, he was fucking out of there. Like, he wanted divorce, no sex, no nothing, but, you know, like, props to this guy for being such a fucking trooper. If you've made it this far into the video, I want to thank you so much, and I really do appreciate you. Again, I did make a Patreon page. I know that I plugged it at the beginning, but, you know, every dollar that this channel gets, it'll go towards the channel. I already set up a goal where if I get $200, I'm going to purchase an Elgato HD60, a microphone, you know, a better microphone than just the one that's included on the Apple headphones, and, you know, start working on more professional videos. Because as of now, this is all I can do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.